Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Today and this week, for the next 2 weeks, our focus is going to be on one of the IB components that is a requirement of your IB graduation. We kind of mentioned this briefly in class a long time ago. Part of the IB components are what's called the HL video extension. And so we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about what this looks like. Ultimately speaking, you're responsible to create a recorded 10-minute video of you speaking about a particular topic. And we're going to break down how do we choose a topic and all of those things. So this is going to be a 3-part instructional video. Part 1 that I'm going to do right now looks at choosing a topic. Part 2 looks at research. And Part 3 looks at the actual presentation itself. Okay. These presentations cannot exceed 10 minutes, and they need to be pushing that 10-minute mark, right? If you're in at 6-7 minutes, that's not going to be good enough. And these presentations are something that we record and we actually send away to IB when you're in grade 12. You will do 2 of these. We're going to do 1 this year, and we're going to do 1 next year. This is something that you get to choose your own topic, which we'll get into in a minute, but it's not a movie. You're not making a movie. It is you standing and presenting a topic verbally with no visual aids, maybe a cue card or 2 and that's it. No PowerPoint, right? It's not flashy. It's just you speaking about your topic confidently. And so we'll be using Google Meets in order to record those. It's not something that you can record on your own because we need to validate the academic authenticity of it. So we're going to get into the Part 1 instructions. So I'm going to share the screen with you. You will see this in Google Classroom as well in terms of the instruction booklet. So we'll get into that now. So the one that we're going to look at first for this presentation is the Global Politics video presentation, Part 1, choosing a topic. Okay, and so we'll get into the details and then we'll come back to this little box here on the front page. So this video presentation, I'm not going to read you these instructions because you're excellent readers and you can do this on your own. When you think about grade 12, right? So this is working towards your grade 12 IB mark. You will get some credit in this course for this assignment as well, but ultimately speaking, this will be a part of your grade 12 mark. This HL Global Politics video extension presentation is worth 20% of your IB grade. Okay, so that is the grade that IB assigns to you. So that would include your paper 1, your paper 2s, your political engagement activity, that kind of stuff. So this is 20% of your IB grade in grade 12 assigned by the IB program. 2 presentations of 10 minutes each, exploring a contemporary global political challenge. Like I said, you're going to do 1 video this year and another one next year. Now, if video, because we're doing this through Google Meets, isn't very good, we may ask you to re-record in the fall when we're back together, but we'll take that as it comes. We believe that we should be able to get this done through Google Meets pretty easily. So there are 6 topics, and you choose 2 topic categories, 1 for this presentation, and then 1 for your presentation in grade 12. But for now, we're just going to focus on 1. And so this will be filmed. It will then be assessed by us, so your classroom teacher, and then IB will select randomly which ones that they will assess, but we will send them all away. So 6 topic areas for you to choose from: environment, health, identity, borders, security, and poverty. So this year, you're going to pick one of those topics, and I'm going to explain and flesh out each of those topics here in a minute. You're going to pick one of those topics this year. Then next year, you're going to pick a different topic. Okay. Now, there are 3 components to your presentation, right? Researching the case study, preparing the presentation, and then presenting. None of those things we're going to talk about in this video. We'll talk about those in our 2 subsequent videos. So what we've got in the remainder of this kind of little presentation is looking at how to be successful. Okay, so getting started. First step is we need to select a global challenge. okay? One of those six political, so one of those six topics. So health, environment, identity, borders, security, or poverty. Then within that, you will look at a specific political issue, okay? And then develop a case study specific to it, okay? So now what does that look like, okay? So in this booklet, I'm not gonna read all of the topics to you. You can read through them. What we've done is we've clipped each of the six topics, a description of each of the six topics from the IB curriculum guide. So this is what we see as teachers in the IB curriculum guide, and it gives you a description of each of the topics. So topic 1, environment, topic 2, poverty, topic 3, health, topic 4, identity, topic 5, borders, and topic 6, security. So feel free to read those later or pause it now, go to the booklet, read through them, and then jump back into the video clip here. Okay, so step 2, you've picked your global issue. Okay, now, or your global challenge. Now you need to move from a challenge to a case study. And this is really, really important in terms of being successful. Basically, your case study is a reference to real world global events. So it's important that you need to make sure that you explore a specific political issue through your chosen case study. So what we've got is a couple of examples here for you. So for example, the challenge, right? The global challenge would be borders. The case study, discussing the difficulties of maintaining a soft border between the UK and the Republic of Ireland after Brexit. So that would be one example. Another example, again, with the topic of borders. Okay? The case study would be the proposed building of the US-Mexico wall, would be one, or another one might be journeys made by migrants through Central America on their way north to the United States. So those would be examples of some case studies. So how do you go from a case study to a political issue? Okay? So the aim is to explore a particular political issue, and it should be focused and specific. So what is a political issue? So basically, any question that deals with power distribution, how it operates within social organization, how people think about power, how people engage in it in their communities, in the wider world, how it affects their lives, those are all political issues. And remember, earlier on in the course, we discussed political issues, the idea of like the different levels of analysis, right? Global, regional, local, community, etc. Those 6 levels. That's what we're looking at here. Okay, so for example, climate change, right? Climate change is a political issue. And you can break it down from a global level right to a local community level, all the way through. Okay, so what we've done, what we've got, again, this is right out of the curriculum guide, is we've picked out and just snipped each of these out. So IB examples from the IB curriculum guide in terms of narrowing topics. So for example, within the environment, so Arctic melt, opportunities and threats to regional political cooperation between Russia and Northern European states. So you can read through these. Now, my recommendation would be not to pick one of the topics in the IB curriculum guide, but to come up with your own topic of something that interests you. Now, may they be similar? Sure. But I would encourage you to select your own topic and case study because you're going to have to justify why you picked it. Not, I wasn't really sure, I just picked one out of the guide, right? Please, we really encourage you to come up with a topic of specific interest to you. So you can read through all of the different examples here of different issues that former students have written on around the world. Remember, it just needs to be in your lifetime, right? Pretty current, okay? So those are some examples there, okay? Now, Miss Delano, what do I do? I've got an idea. Now what do I do? Okay, so once you've got your idea, what you're going to do is there's a second document posted this week, okay? And it is titled Video Rationale for Case Study Selection Form, okay? This is your task for this week. This is what you are going to hand in to us. And you have 1 week from the date of your assigned class day. So for my class specifically, it's Wednesdays. You have 1 week from your specific class day to complete this form. Now, it is important to note, you cannot do the same topic as somebody else. So if you are worried that your topic might get picked up by somebody else, please submit your form quickly to your teacher so that we can reserve that topic for you. May you have a similar topic to another individual? Of course, right? There might be lots of people looking at climate change, but looking at climate change in different ways. So just be cautious of the fact that this is a one case study, a political issue topic per school, basically. You can't do the same topic as one of your friends. So, like we said, you'll be expected to complete this form and send it to your teacher for feedback and topic approval. You can't do the same topic as another student at our school. So what you're going to do, so you'll type in your global political challenge, so maybe borders or whatever it happens to be, your case study, okay, and then your political issue. Okay? So, and then there's a series of questions to answer. These don't need to be super in-depth and detailed, okay? So why did you choose this case study? Why is it important to you? Why do you find it interesting? Okay? Second question, how will this case study allow you to explore the chosen challenge? Okay? Your answer should include an explanation of your understanding of the challenge in the context of the case study that you've been chosen. Okay? Which of the 16 global politics key concepts do you think your case study will relate to? Okay, so, sovereignty, power, human rights, interdependence, globalization, all of those different, right? There's those 16 topics that we've covered at various points in the course. Especially, you can find these in your intro pack from early February when we started the real global politics part. You should aim between 2 to 4, okay? Not, definitely need more than 1, but 4 or less, right? Because you want to be able to make this contained. Please provide a brief explanation as to why these relate to your case study. So maybe I was doing human rights, right? Point form is fine. I'd go human rights, and then ... whatever it is that it relates there. Just a sentence or two is fine. It doesn't need to be overly lengthy at this stage. Okay, just get us, show us that you're thinking about what your topic is. Who and what are the main stakeholders and actors in your case study? So who are the big players that you're looking at here, right? Are they nation states? Are they NGOs? Are they IGOs? Who are they? And what role do they play? What levels of analysis are you going to focus on, and why? So this should be more than 1, and again, less than 4, right? You want to make sure this is manageable, okay? And then the other thing that you're going to include is preliminary references that might help you in this. Okay, they need to be academic in nature. We're going to talk about research in our next video, but really kind of a couple sources that you think will be helpful. Okay, now these are not Google searches, and an article from the New York Times or something like that, or Edmonton Journal. These are specific, kind of more academic resources. And you'll notice it does ask you to do this in the MLA style, right? We want you to be recording this properly right from the start. If you need support with bibliographies, I know you guys have done this before though, in other classes, including mine, right? There are apps that you can download onto your Google toolbar. I specifically like EasyBib, and you just plug the material into it and it pops out the reference for you, and you can just copy and paste it. And that is a free download in the Chrome Web Store. So 2 to 3 bibliography references, and then a brief description of what you've done so far and what challenges you foresee. Okay, so this is where week 1 ends, right? With week 1, essentially what we want is for you to get some direction of where we're going. Okay, we're not introducing a new unit today. We're not introducing new lectures today, right? This week and next week. So these 2 weeks, we are focused on this HL extension activity. This activity is going to be due in June. I'll share my screen with you one more time. And this activity, like we mentioned, is going to be recorded through Google Meets. So what we've done is we've put together a recording schedule, okay? Delano, Fallowfield, and Baylog. Mr. Robertson will help us record if we need some more recording support. So you'll notice that all three of us have put in some time slots starting on Wednesday, June the 3rd, all the way to Wednesday, June the 17th. So what we need you to do is we need you to sign up for a recording time. And right, so for me, I've got them slotted for my classes. You can sign up with any teacher. It doesn't matter who you record with, as long as you record with somebody. But I know for me, I have my recordings scheduled during my class times to better suit you, or the lunch periods where you would not be in somebody else's class. Okay, you shouldn't be recording this when you would technically be in somebody else's classes. You should be working on that material at that time, according to Edmonton Public Schools. So if you've got questions of what you've read so far, please make sure that you read through the instructions carefully of part 1 before you reach out to your teacher, because we think we've got those questions kind of self-explained within the instructions. So make sure, in addition to watching this video, that you read the instructions. Now, some of you might say, oh, Ms. Delano, I'm not registered in 30IB. I don't want to do this. If you are not registered in 30IB next year, please reach out to your teacher, okay? Be it myself, Baylog, Fallowfield, please reach out to your teacher, because there are, between now and the end of June, a lot of the stuff that we're doing is specific IB requirements, not just of the content, but of the IB tasks that are not expected of you in 20-1 or 30-1. So if you're not registered in 30IB, please reach out to us so that we can better manage the transition, and we can work to get you into 20-1 assessment practices, rather than killing yourself in the 30IB assessment practices if you're not taking 30IB next year. Okay, so read through that instructions for part 1. And then I have posted the video for part 2, which is going to talk about research. I have posted that video this week as well. Some of you may get there, some of you may not, and that's okay. Next week, we will post the video that is specific to the presentation itself. Okay, so make sure if you've got questions, you read through that document, you email your teacher, and this week, you need to complete that proposal form so that we can solidify your topics and ensure that somebody else isn't doing the topic you've chosen, right? You'd hate to do all the research and then find out, oh, you know, Peter's doing that topic too, or whatever. So please, please reach out to us for support, and happy researching.